Welcome everyone, my name is Talia and I'm with Cascade School of Yoga. I am going to be guiding you through a quick blend style sequence where we focus a little bit on building some heat, a little bit of standing balancing, and some core strength. So today we're going to get started in tabletop, stacking your shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees, and we're just going to begin to make some circles with our core or our body. So circling towards the right, maybe extending the shoulders over the wrists, and then coming back down the left side. So continuing in this circular fashion for about 2 more. One more circle. And then going the opposite direction. So going up the left side, coming down the right side. Again, a few more rounds of breath. Warming up the shoulders, warming up the wrists. One more circle. And then meeting me back in tabletop with a neutral spine, moving into some cat-cow. As you inhale, allow the belly to hammock, spread through the collarbones, lift the gaze up towards the ceiling. Exhale, tuck your chin, tuck the tailbone, round your spine up. Inhale, coming through, spread through the collarbones. Exhale, tuck the chin, round the spine, press the ground away. 3 more times, inhaling at your own pace. And then exhale, press the ground away, round the spine. Inhale, swoop through, spread through the collarbones, lift the gaze up. Exhale, press the ground away, round the spine. One more time. Inhale. And then exhale. Beautiful job. Switch, flipping your palms around so fingertips are facing towards your knees, getting a nice stretch through your wrists, through the forearms, and then same thing, cat-cow. So inhale, allow the belly to hammock. Work to bring the shoulder blades down the spine and expand through the collarbone. Exhale, tuck the chin, round the spine, press the ground away. You're going to feel a little twist in the wrist. That's okay, that's what we want to go for here. Inhale, sweeping through. Exhale, press the ground away. Inhale, sweeping through. Exhale, tuck the chin, round the spine up. One more time, just like that. Inhale, sweeping through. Exhale, tuck the chin, round the spine. Beautiful. Flipping your hands back around, maybe shaking out your wrists. And then tuck your toes under. Sit your hips back onto your heels. You want to keep the toes curled under so you're feeling a nice stretch through the arch of the feet. And we're just going to take 3 deep rounds of breath here. So inhale through the nose. Fill the belly, fill the chest. Exhale, sigh it out. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, just like that. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Planting your hands back down. Keep the toes curled under. Press out of the feet. Lift your knees up off the ground. Engage the core. Press the ground away. Really feel that space between the shoulders. Press up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Take a moment, pedal out the hips, pedal out the heels. One round of breath. Beautiful. Lift your heels, bend your knees, and begin to sway your hips from side to side. You're going to feel this nice deep stretch into the side body. Just moving with your breath, inhaling through center, Exhaling over to either side. Beautiful. Come back through center. Bend the knees, lift the heels. Drop your hips over towards the left side and then begin to straighten your legs, reaching the right arm up as you come into a side plank. Staying nice and strong through the left shoulder. We're going to hold here. Breathing in and out. Feel the engagement of the side body in your obliques. As you exhale, I want you to press your right hand down into the mat. Really engage the core. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, plant your hand, press the ground away. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, 3 more times, just like that. Stay with me. Stay with your breath. Exhale, press the ground away. Engage through the side body. 1 more time. Exhale, press and hold. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale, release the right hand down, lift the hips, downward facing dog. 1 full round of breath. Same thing, other side. Lift your heels, bend your knees, drop the hips over to the right side. Feel the stretch through the left side body, and then begin to straighten your legs, reach the left arm up. Same thing on this side. Inhale. Exhale, plant the left hand, press the ground away, lift the right hip up a little more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more times, just like that. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale, press and hold. Stay nice and strong. Inhale, reach up, lengthen. Exhale, release the left hand, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Beautiful job. Take 2 deep rounds of breath in your downward facing dog. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling side out. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful job. Lift your heels, bend your knees, step or walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, tuck your chin, round your spine. Hang out here in a ragdoll. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, sweep arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Just finding some movement in our body today. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back to downward facing dog. From here, I want you to lift your heels, bend your knees, bend your elbows as you pull your way through into your upward facing dog. And then curl the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Lift your heels, bend your knees, step your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And release all 10 fingers, release your index, bring your toes and heels to touch. Engage the inner thighs. Inhale, lengthen up through the spine. Exhale, begin to tick-tock from side to side. Moving our spine in all directions today. Come back through center, lift your gaze, tiny back bend. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step your right foot back and lower your right knee down to the mat. Uncurl your toes, coming up into a low lunge. Keeping the tailbone tucked under, reach the right arm up and then reach across the body. Feeling a nice, generous stretch into the right side. Still try to keep the tailbone tucked under so we're not poking our butt out, but we want to keep the core engaged, pulling the low ribs towards the hip points. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, plant your hands. Step your left foot back to meet your right. Lift your heels, bend your knees, bend your elbows as you pull your way through to upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your heels, bend your knees, step your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Toes and heels touch. Interlace all 10 fingers. Release your index. Lengthen up and begin to move from side to side. Continuing at this, your own breath pace. Inhales are lengthening. Exhales are reaching up and over. One more time to each side. And then coming back through center, lift your gaze, little back bend. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. This time, step the left foot back, lower the knee, uncurl the toes, come up to your low lunge. Inhale, left arm comes up and reach over, nice side bend. Still keeping the tailbone tucked under and the core engaged. We want to keep our spine secure, our gaze lifted, and core strong. Inhale, come back through center. Plant your hands, curl your toes under, step your right foot back, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Step your feet to about the middle of your mat, moving through a balancing standing series really quick. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms come all the way up. Left arm stays, right elbow comes to the right side body. Palm face up, reach behind and grab the inside of your foot. Coming into a dancer pose. Inhale, lengthen through the left side. Exhale, begin to kick. Kicking as hard as you can into your right hand, really opening through the chest and the back before focusing on reaching forward. So we want to stay nice and strong through the left foot. One more inhale. And then exhale, slowly release. Inhale, arms come up. Right arm stays this time. Left elbow, left side. Reach behind, find your clasp. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, begin to kick. Same thing, kick as hard as you can into your hand, opening the chest, opening the shoulders. One more inhale. Exhale, slowly release. Beautiful job. Bringing your right thigh up to parallel with your mat. Peace fingers wrap around the right big toe. Stand up nice and tall as best you can. And as you're ready, begin to extend your right leg out in front of you. If this is uncomfortable or if you're having a hard time reaching your toes, go ahead and grab your strap and place it underneath the ball of your foot. You can do the same thing here. Keep the elbows nice and tight into the side and begin to press through the heel as best you can. Staying strong and tall through the spine. One more inhale. Exhale, slowly release. Switching sides. Weight comes into your right foot. Draw your left thigh up to parallel. Place your strap or get big toes around, or peace fingers around big toe. And as you're ready, begin to extend your leg out in front of you. Squeeze the elbows in nice and tight to the sides. Core is engaged, chest is open. Holding here for 2 more rounds of breath. 1 more round of breath. And then slowly release. You can set your strap off to the side. Inhale, sweep arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Step your feet back to downward facing dog. Lift your heels, bend your knees, bend your elbows as you pull yourself through upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Stepping your right foot to about the middle of your mat as we come into a pyramid. So you want to keep the hips square. We're drawing the right hip back as we pull the left hip forward. And then you can just hang out here. You can have your chest up if this feels good for you. Or if you'd like, you can begin to tuck the chin and let the chest fall towards your thigh. Just making sure we're keeping with our breath here. We're making sure we're not opening up to either side, but keeping the hips square, drawing the right hip back. If you don't have your hands planted, go ahead and plant them now. Lift up through the chest, slight bend into the right leg, and step your right foot back. Downward facing dog. As you're ready, step your left foot forward. Right foot comes at a 45-degree angle. Same thing here. This time just pull the left hip back as you draw the right hip forward. Again, hands on either side of your left foot. You can have the chest open if that feels good, or you can let your chest fall. If you're noticing that one side is a little bit tighter than the other, you can always grab some blocks or maybe a couple books if you have those handy, and just help to bring the floor up to you. Same thing, work on dropping the right hip down this time and pulling the left hip back. Inhale, plant your hands, lift your chest, slight bend into the left knee, and step your left foot back. Inhale, lift your knees, or lift your heels, bend your knees, bend your elbows, sweep through. This time lowering your legs down onto your mat, and then slowly shimmying your way down all the way onto your stomach. Working through a little spine strengthening before we close out our practice today. Hands are gonna come to either side of the shoulders, doing a little oscillating cobra. So pressing out of the fingertips. As you inhale, you're just gonna roll your spine up, and then exhale, roll it back down for 5. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release for 4. Inhale. Exhale for 3. Inhale. Exhale for 2. Inhale. And exhale for 1. Beautiful. Placing your right hand on top of your left forehead. Rest down on the palm or the back of your hands. Nice straight spine. And then we're just going to do a little bit of some frog work and end in child's pose today. So, bringing your right knee out to the side. You want your hip in line with your knee and your heel in line with your knee. So shin is parallel, thigh parallel. And same thing, just keep your forehead right on your hands and let your upper body and your hips sink towards the floor. This is a nice gentle hip opener as well as a back tension releaser. If you have a block, you can always place your forehead on your block as well. Staying here for a few more rounds of breath, or however long it feels good for you. Noticing your body, noticing if you feel any tension or tightness just melt away as you stay here in this posture. Notice how you're feeling after a little bit of movement, a little bit of heat building. Let's take one more round of breath together. Inhale. Exhale. And then slowly begin to extend your right leg long on your mat as you switch sides. Draw your left knee up. Heel is in line with the knee. And then rest your forehead. Again, allowing your upper body and your hips to sink into the floor, sink into your mat. noticing the tilt of the hips. A few more rounds of breath. Slowly, as you're ready, begin to extend your left leg long on your mat. Bring your hands to push-up position as you press yourself up. Walk the knees apart nice and wide, maybe even a little bit wider than your normal child's pose. Sit the hips back towards the heels, and then let your forehead, your chest, or your chin sink towards your mat. Noticing your breath, noticing the space that you've created in your spine and in your body as you just move through this blend sequence. Noticing if there's any tension that you can let go of, that you can release here in your final posture. Feeling your breath come back to its natural steady pace. You can stay here in this child's pose or move back to a belly down shavasana and stay there as long as you would like. Thank you so much for joining me for practice. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.